All right, Q&A from a viewer on YouTube, how the knees work in the pivot. So we're going to get to that in just a few seconds. All right, Gary from Scottsdale writes in, says, really like your swing fix losing spine angle video. My question has to do with what the left knee does when you speak to pivot to the right and sit left. Does the left knee stay at the same height as it was when one pivots to the right, or does it bend slightly more and move forward to the ball to help with the squat and movement of weight into the left knee while the right knee is stable and motionless, or do both knees bend a little more to create a squat prior to push-up? Okay, so I think the best way to handle this is just talk about the backswing first. And of course, you know there's 3 different types of pivots into the backswing. You could have more of a left loading looking pivot like Mr. Hogan used in his later years. You could have a very centered looking pivot, or you could have more of a right loading pivot. My preference that I think is a little bit easier is just to stay centered. So if we look at the knees in a centered pivot, because both hips are turning to the right and the right hip is getting depth, that's going to some extent pull my left thigh, my left knee inwards or towards the direction away from the target, or towards the golf ball if the golf ball is center, or back. And it's just a very simple look, right? So both thighs are rotating somewhat to the right. It means both knees are actually going to turn a little bit. And I don't really feel like I'm increasing the flex in the left knee. It's just reacting to my hips. And then a down the line view, it may look like my left knee is increasing flex, but I think that's a little bit of illusion. If I were to consciously increase the flex, that would look like that. So I think it's just let the knees react to the hips, okay? If we're talking about the downswing, if we want to sit and rotate, then both knees are going to increase flex somewhere in transition, or later a little past transition, but in either case, both knees would increase flex to some amount, right? Depends on how much you want to sit. The more you want to sit, the more it would look like both knees are increasing flex, because if I go from here to here, obviously I have to do it by increasing knee flex. So there would be here, and there would be impact. Okay, from face-on view, there's a little sit and rotate, there'd be impact. So I think we could possibly sometimes overanalyze things, but it's always good to ask questions. But hopefully that clarified or answered your questions. I don't think we need to drastically do anything. You just have to give your brain an idea of what you want to accomplish and let your body react to that. So if I wanted to feel a centered turn and just rotation, you're not going to see both knees increase flex. But if I wanted to sit and rotate, obviously this knee and this thigh would have this angle here from pant leg to here, and then we could start to raise the pelvis through here. So I think that's the simplest way to explain it. But if you do have some more questions, let me know. And thanks for watching.